All right. So, good evening once again, and welcome to another project showcase here at Amdari. Welcome, everyone. Welcome for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure seeing your faces, even if I can't see them right now. But yeah, it's nice to see each and every one of you. So, before we get started, I would like to know each and every one of us. I would like to know those of us that are on this call. So, you can just type in the chat, your name, where you're joining us from, and your career path. So, if you're a project manager, you're a business analyst. So, let's get to know each other. We're not much on the call, so I would love for this session to be as interactive as possible. So I would like to know, so you can drop in the chats and we can get started. If I don't see any chats, I would assume that there's nobody on this call, which I'm sure that's not the case. We're about 14 people right now on this call. So I would love to know each and every one of us. So who is starting? Okay. Osemu Diame. Please, if I got that correctly, just give me a thumbs up. All right, Engineer Paul, Project Manager, welcome. Welcome to tonight's session. Is it only Engineer Paul that is on this call? Can I get a few more responses and then we can dive into what we have? I don't want to take much of our time. So the earlier we get this done, the better for each and every one of us. So I'd like to know us. We have Sophia, we have Francis, um, we have Lydia. So where are you guys joining us from and what career path are you in? Thank you, Osemudami. Okay, Sophia says data analytics. All right, welcome. It's great to have you on the call tonight. All right, so without wasting much of our time, this session is not supposed to take us so much time. So we have a project showcase, and the title of the project that we are going to be showcasing tonight is Building a Global Online Learning and Skills Platform. So we have a project manager on the call. We also have a business analyst. They both will be walking us through this particular project that they worked on while they were here at Amdari. All right. So without wasting much of our time, so if this is your first time attending our session, can you give me a thumbs up? If it's not, you can just give me a thumbs down so that I know who I am speaking with. So is this your first time? Oh, maybe says this is a first time. All right, wonderful. All right, me. All right. Okay, so my name is Jennifer, and I'm the growth manager here at Amdari. Without diving much um, into who Jennifer is, we would also have Jadaf on this call. He's a project manager, and he would be one of the people working us through this particular project tonight. We would also have Praise, who is a business analyst. He would also be working us through this through the projects that we have for tonight. So let's just dive deep into who Amdari is. Who is Amdari? After all, Amdari is the one giving us this platform for us to have this session tonight. So if you know about Amdari, you've heard about Amdari, you know what we do, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, you can give me a thumbs down. So I know if I can. Okay, Lydia says gives a thumbs up. Okay. Is it only Lydia? Any other person? When says yes, all right. Okay, so just for the benefit of those who don't know, there is an innovative platform, and what we do is to help aspiring professionals build their careers and gain practical experience. So what we basically do is to bridge the gap between theoretical learning and real world experience. What do I mean? Well, we help you bridge that gap between all your certifications that you've gone through, all your trainings, all your qualifications, your learning, and real world experience. And we do this by providing you with end-to-end practical and hands-on projects. We do this for data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC and threat intelligence, cloud and app security, GRC, and ethical hacking. So this project you're going to be working on to gain this reward experience is not just to um, enhance your skills, but to also help you build a robust portfolio that shows to your employers that you actually know what you're doing. So that is what Amdari is all about. We are just here to help you gain that reward experience, gain that practical experience, and in the end, get a high paying job. So that is what Amdari is all about. So I will just dive into this before I hand over to the project manager to walk us through their project. So I don't know if any of us here can relate to these career struggles. If you can just give me a thumbs up. Are you a graduate? You are filled with potential, but you're struggling to break into your dream industry because you lack real world experience. Because you lack real world experience. So what do I mean by this? You've graduated, you have your MSc, you have your certifications, your qualifications, you've graduated from business analysis, from project management, you've graduated from data science, you have your master's degree, but you're still struggling to break into the tech industry. You're still finding it difficult to get a job as a data scientist, as a project manager, depending on your career field, all because you lack real world experience. Or you a mid-career professional, you are feeling overwhelmed, oh, how do I pivot into um, the tech space? You have this knowledge, you've taken courses, you've taken trainings, but you don't know how to break into the tech industry because you're stuck in a particular field where you don't want to be. You're stuck either doing care job or retail, or you are not just in the career path that you want. You're not in the tech field and you don't know how to transition into the tech field. Or you are an immigrant professional, despite all of your qualifications, your certifications, you don't know how to break into the UK tech space. You already have this background knowledge from your home country. You already have the experience from your home country. You've worked as a data analyst, as a business analyst from your home country, but then coming into the UK, you see that this is you need UK work experience. So if you can relate to any of these career struggles, then you are in the right place. That's what we are here for. That's what Amdari is here for, to help you with all of these struggles and challenges. So if you can relate to any of this, I would urge you to stay with us till the end of this session. All right. So at this point, I would like to hand over to our consultants. So hi Praise is Praise on this call. Praise is a business analyst. Hi Praise, are you on this call?
Hi, good evening. Yes, I'm on this call. Please, can you hear me?
If you are speaking, I don't think I can hear you.
Can everyone hear me, please?
Oh, sorry, give me a second. I think
Okay, it seems others can hear me. Okay. Am I okay? I'm not able to share my screen. It's kind of disabled. Or would the team share from their end?
sorry, please just give me a second. I don't know why I can't hear you. Sorry about that. All right. Um, Hi, Praise. I'm going to
Hi, yeah.
add you as co-host right now so that you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Praise.
Yes, please.
Are you here? All right.
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you now. Sorry, I don't know what was wrong with my audio. But
Okay.
yeah, it's nice to have you here with us.
Thank you very
So
much.
you can go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. Thank you. Can everyone please see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Uh, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Praise, and I'm the lead business analyst consultant for the Secure AI implementation project, and I'll be presenting just step by step activities the BA team carried out for this particular project. So this particular project, entails transforming an educational system via the implementation of a secure, privacy first, AI compliant system. Now, for this particular project, the problem statement, which mainly stems from the clients, is there's a 48-hour reporting delay. Then, currently in the current system, there is fragmented LMS integration. Now, any acronym I state, I will just do my best to explain. LMS means Learning Management System. So it is a system that the students, interact with, where probably the lecturers upload homeworks on it, and they do their assignments. Sometimes even take short quizzes. So that system, records the activities of the students. So with that, the instructors can know the students that are actually participating, those that are not reading, those are not even like studying the materials being uploaded on it. So currently, there's manual concept tracking, and a big risk is the £5 million contract that is about to be cancelled by various institutions that are keyed into this platform. So the business objectives for this project is to deliver near real-time insights, and specifically less than 5 minutes dashboards. Then we are there to try to achieve 10 times scalability at 100,000 plus students, because currently in the current system, once it achieves a total number of 100,000 users, it tends to slow down and lag, and the clients have been complaining about it. So we want to scale it 10 times so that whether it even takes up to 1 million users, it will continue to work perfectly. Then we are to ensure 100% GDPR and PIPEDA compliance. The system cuts across two countries, both the UK and Canada. So these are the regulating compliance bodies. In the UK, GDPR; in Canada is PIPEDA. And the scope of this project, um, the in scope, which means everything that we need to achieve at this level, is that first of all, the system must be driven, and there must be an integrated API gateway, and then there must be explainable AI scoring and privacy control, all implemented within the system. So excluded out of our projects at the current level, we're not trying to customize the LMS system, and there wouldn't be any form of marketing or social media integration. The key stakeholders for this project are the executive sponsors, which in this case are the Amdari founders, and the compliance and legal officers of various institutions, the engineering and data teams that are there to build our data and AI compliance pipeline, and also faculty and students. The key pain points include delayed insights. This is caused by batch ETL, means extraction, transformation, and loading. Now, once these students make use like interact with the system, several data are being collected in various formats, CSV, XML, various formats that are not the same. So it takes 48 hours for the current system to transform it into one single API or one single data format. It takes 48 hours. Now, moving on, since these data are being fragmented, um, it will take, once the data are being collected together, the processing delays by 48 hours. Therefore, the insights generated currently are 48 hours old, thereby making whatever the instructor sees on his own end, they are already 48 hours old data. Therefore, there can't be any form of real-time intervention. And the faculty dashboards, they are cluttered and they lack mobile optimization. That means currently, using PC, it's fine. But the moment they try to access the dashboard on their phone, there's issue. So we're trying to optimize on that. Then there's business and compliance risks such as regulatory exposure, risks under GDPR and PEPEDA due to manual consent check and unscalable architecture. Just as I said earlier, once it hits 100,000 users, it begins to lag. Then critical threats, which is core to the executives. We now have several US competitors entering the market, competing, and trying to get the contracts that we so much cherish. They're trying to drag it and take it away from us. And also there's revenue at risk. Hence the reason why we need to modernize and optimize the system. So for the BA approach and work plan, we have phase one, which encompasses discovery and analysis. Now, this particular stages, because we are delivering at the MVP level, we decided to scale it down to week 1, week 2, and week 3 to represent phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So for the phase 1, we conducted stakeholder discoveries, workshop, we carried out interviews in order to understand their pain points. So they responded to us. Then we proceeded to document the assist data workflows, which encompasses an explanation about how the system functions currently. For the phase 2, we carried out the product design and strategy, where we executed gap analysis and defined the to-be architecture. So for the gap analysis, we compared what the system currently had, and then we were able to brainstorm. And based on the responses of the stakeholders that are feeling the pain point, which in this case, the students, the faculty members, we were able to now note down some core features that the new design will have in order to fully optimize the old system. Then we drafted our business requirements documentation, which contains the problem, the in scope, the out of scope, and also carried out the functional requirement documentation. I'll talk more on this in the next slides. So for phase 3, which is user acceptance testing and delivery planning, we were able to translate some of these core features in the functional requirement document into agile product requirement and user stories. Then there was coordinated pilot deployment and validated compliance and adoption metrics. So this is how the gap analysis, this is like a summary of gap analysis. As you can see, these are some of the features, in the current state. In the current state, you can see it clearly shows that there's a 48-hour data transformation delay. There's manual consent tracking, inconsistent LMS data structures, and manual dashboard checking. So we want to optimize on all of this to get our future states, which includes advanced AI with near-time data pipeline. So yes, there's a bit of predictive analysis in the current state, but we want to take it to the next level by having full AI optimization. Then we're also going to embed real-time GDPR and PIPEDA validation. Then there will be a unified API gateway in order to bring all the various form of data together and transform them into one single data format, thereby reducing that 48-hour lag. Then the business impact include faster and more accurate decisions and proactive interventions by the faculty admins. Then we are trying to eliminate regulatory exposure since it involves two countries in order not to breach any form of compliance law. Then we're going to try to accelerate our clients' onboarding and scaling. Then there'll be higher accuracy in identifying at-risk students, which is very, very important. And we're trying to reclaim the faculty admin time that are being spent in chasing after these students manually. So I'll walk us through the assist workflow and the to-be workflow. In the current assist workflow, the intervention is reactive, which means a lot of students would have fallen risks of probably dropping out of school, failing the exam, missing the deadline to submit assignments. Now, the students' activities are being recorded by the learning management systems. Then they are collected in form of various form of data, but these data are different, they are fragmented. It is then ingested into the EduSmart system. All these things are happening at the back end. Then there's an extraction, transformation, loading, and processing, which takes 48 hours because there are various forms of batch data. Then we proceed to storing them in a central data warehouse where the DBA, which is the database administrator, where they can query and access some of these documents, these data. Then there's also the processing of these data from the central data house by the old legacy predictive analytic engine, which generates dashboard that is viewed by the admin. But remember, because there's a 48-hour lag, therefore, anything the faculty members are currently seeing, it's old data, it's their stale data. So the faculty admin or the instructors now proceed to carry out manual intervention by calling these students, by emailing them. This takes a lot of time. Then there's now institutional decision making. So the whole institution now takes into cognizance all these eventual outcomes, and they now use them in order to support their strategy, which usually might not be the case in real time. So now, when we now optimize the system, try to reduce the lag, implement full AI automation. Now, for the to-be, which is the future state, what we hope to be, what we hope the system will look like in the future state. The student activities occurs when they log on to the LMS portal. Then this triggers the real-time API events, which means all the data are being converted into one data form, just one. They are unified, and then there's in the back end, there's what we call schema validation. So there is a system or an engine on the back end that checks if truly it is just one data format and not multiple. And this is being fed real time, and all this singular data is being processed. And still on the back end, there's a real time consent check to check if the students actually gave consent for their data to be collected and used. Then we have our AI risk engine, which calculates the scores instantly. Probably there's a benchmark score of like 50. The moment a student's risk score is like 49, it will show red. Automatically to send an email to the student, hey, you are at risk. Do you know that the deadline is this? Quickly do your assignments. You have 3 more hours to the submission deadline, something like that. Then there's a threshold check and smart alert generation, which I just explained. Then the dashboard is updated immediately. So every 5 minutes, the dashboard is being refreshed, unlike them using 48 hours old data. Then we will now then see that the whole approach in this particular future state it's proactive, and there's guided intervention and recommendation. So the key improvement includes there being a transformation of fragmented, delayed, and manual process into real-time, automated, and proactive intervention system, which eliminates latency and administrative burden. So for our core system requirements, there are two types of requirements. There's functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Functional requirements are the key features that must be incorporated into the future state. The optimizations that we want to carry out must have all these ones. That's the reason why we call them functional requirements. Then they include real-time streaming and injection pipeline replacing ETL. In simple terms, there won't be any form of long transformation. It collects the data in one format, not in different formats. Also, just as I said, there's a unified API integration layers for different learning management systems. Most schools use Blackboard. In the UK, most schools use Blackboard. Then some schools can use Canvas, they can use Moodle. Then there must be an explainable AI risk scoring engine in plain, simple English with engaging insight. So there's no ambiguity, there's no confusion. The AI would explain to the instructor or the faculty person why the student is at risk in bullet points or in a form of charts. Then there's a self-service student privacy and consent management portal, and there's automated data deletion and animation workflows. Now, for the non-functional requirements, they are important, but at this level, we don't necessarily need to incorporate them, except if we decide to scale the system. So there's sub-second query response for all dashboard, 99% uptime, SLAs with automated failover. For security, the current system will have security, but not as advanced as this. Then there will also be compliance. Absolutely, there will be GDPR compliance for UK and PIPEDA compliance for Canada. Then scalability, there is horizontal scaling for 100,000 concurrent students. So we need to ensure that the system scales even if we have over 100,000 users. Now, for the user stories, there are three major actors. There's a student, there's a faculty member, and there's the compliance officer. Now, when we talk about user stories, they are like short sentences that describes what the user wants to do and why. So now, from the faculty member, it's as follows. It's a structure that we use to write them. For example, as a faculty member, I want a plain English explanation of a student's risk score, so I understand why they are being flagged. So therefore, the faculty person from the stakeholder interview and workshop that we did, they told us that as for me, this is what I want the new system to answer. And the criteria is going to display top 3 contributing factors, and it's going to avoid any form of technical jargons. On the part of the students that we interviewed, they told us they want for the new system to be incorporated a self-service and privacy portal so they can view and withdraw their consent. So that means in this semester, they could choose to agree to give consent for us to monitor and collect all their data. And next semester, they can say, no, we don't feel like giving out our data just because, just in order for us to be compliant. So we give them a choice. So we avoid legal disputes. So criteria, there's withdrawal series data process. So if they say no, then we don't process some form of data other than like the primary data, like maybe their scores and some other things. And within 24 hours, if they say no, we must immediately stop processing their data. Now, for the compliance officers, they told us that they want real-time unchangeable audit logs, so they can always keep in touch with GDPR compliance. So they can know the last date there was an audit, which they themselves cannot change. So that means they can manipulate the system, thereby ensuring transparency. The criteria now ensures that the audit logs are generated instantly, data are non-modifiable, and they are added to regulatory retention periods. For our user acceptance testing and delivery outcomes, when we delivered our MVP to the stakeholders, they were really satisfied, and all of them, there was like unanimous sign off across different teams, IT, legal, even the executive sponsors were wowed, and that's why we got a 100% satisfaction score. Then for the adoption readiness, like this is a score that shows how easily the users were able to navigate through the software. So the score has risen from 62 in the current system to over 80 at the MVP level, and we are pretty sure that if we begin to like scale up, we can even hit a score of like 90, if not 95 to 100. Then there's zero defect and risk mitigation, because we did our best to correct some of those defects that the users complained about when they tested the software. Then some of our measurable delivery ways, we believe that there will be IT security approval cycles maintenance every 4 to 6 weeks, just to ensure that our APIs are being standardized and we have our up-to-date security documentation. Then the business impact and strategic values include um, the reports concerning latency, which is like lagging of the system, has reduced from 48 hours to under 5 minutes. They were able to scale the platform 10 times the current value, supporting over 100,000 students easily without any form of slowing down of the system. Then we are kind of targeting a 20% reduction in clients churn, that is the number of clients that are leaving the contracts, that are ending contracts with us. So we are projecting that in the next 12 months, we can reduce some of these contract termination by 20%. And some of the strategic value delivered include that £5 million contract that we have with the various schools that was at risk. We believe that with this optimization, they will trust us again and continue to bank with us, so to say. Then we're able to position EduSmart, which is the software in particular, ahead of other US competitors, because now we can prove that we are not local champions. We are able to scale across both Canada and UK by complying to the regulatory bodies. And some of the key recommendations and lesson learned, to embed privacy early by having privacy by design and ensuring that we accelerate our IT approvals by carrying out our PIAs early enough. And still on still, we are able to keep, to have like an AI human mind, which in this case, there's a risk with AI, which no matter how you want to automate it, you still just have to have one or two humans intervention. But we're able to cut down the numbers of human intervention by a lot. So even if there will be human intervention, it will be once in a while, just to because of the sake of governance. So these are what we, the BAs, worked on this project, and I'm sure we're able to learn one or two, and we can prove ourselves when we go out there. Thank you very much, guys.
All right. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation, Praise. Yeah, please give Praises flowers. Let me also give you your flowers. Thank you very much. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. All right. So I would Thank you, Sophia. So I will just hand over to Jadav, and after that, if you have any questions, you can quickly ask, and then we can move ahead from there. Hi, Jadav.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi.
Hi. Um, so at this point, I would okay, yeah. Thank you for that.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, sure, you can.
Okay. So thank you so much for the opportunity. So I think you heard about the platform we've been presented by Praise. So we are just continuing the same project. So we have given the name for the same project is Skill Bridge Global. Same company working in New Zealand actually, having 120,000 learners so far, and also expanding. So we have taken the same idea, and we are the product management team. So what we have done is we have taken the same idea and we run the survey reports, and because this is the different market the skill bridge wants to expand to, we started with the survey, asking questions whether they want this kind of learning platform and why so, and what are the other platforms providing them, and what they are actually looking for, and if we don't build this product, what happens to their learnings and so on. We have 18 respondents responding to those questions. Oh, sorry. Mhm. So we have 18 respondents responding to those questions, six different roles. And in the sprint one, we, based on the responses, we thought to build 10 features, and we actually used different tools to build that project and tried and tested in the market. So this is the team from the project management. We interacted, so we collaborated to come up with the solution for this project. As I mentioned, like the six roles, starting with the product owner, basically defined what the problem is, ran the survey in the Google form, wrote the acceptance criteria, and also managed the backlog in a Jira. So I can quickly show you the Jira boards as well in a minute. And then as me playing different roles, starting with the product manager, I also tried and work out the whole survey, did the analysis, tried to build the PRD, product requirement document, and then also created the user story. So in a second, I will show you what the user story is, what the users want from our platform. And then we also had a kind of tools decisions and also the team's collaboration within the product management team. So, and then we had also the Scrum Master who actually ran the sprint ceremonies every day, basically 15 minutes kind of sprint on the daily basis, early morning, checking what we built yesterday, what we are doing today, is there any blockers, and trying to understand if there any definition of the done, or trying to finish those tasks which are created on each sprint. And we also have done some sprint retrospectives, and also definition of done and sprint plans within the Scrum team and Scrum Master team. And as me again playing the developer's role, also started building front end using the React 18 and backend Supabase, and also we needed kind of business logic, so we used edge functions. And for this project, we chose Replit. We also run other AI tool platforms such as the Lovable, Ansi Gravity, and so on. But we chose Replit, which gives us a kind of front end and back end at one place. But we also use kind of detailed prompt engineering to build the product end to end, as we already built the user stories, product requirement documents by the project manager and also the product owners and stuff. Then as me again, a data analysis with the other team, we had the Google Forms surveys. Then we analyzed those surveys and tried which features users want among the 18 surveys we got, and what are the risks on the each features when we build, and what are the gamification specs, kind of features users wants, and so on. Then quality team at the end, once we build the whole kind of technology by the developers team, quality team ran three different kind of tests: unit test, integration, and also the E2E test. So basically validating all the kind of features and the UHE, whether we have built based on the PRD or not, and then trying all the tests such as the sign in, any bugs, and so on. So basically those are the teams involved in building this project into it. So as I mentioned, in the entire project, we ran few phases. So the first phase is the discovery phase. So this is basically done by the product owners. So they knew the problem, what problem this skill bridge is facing, given the scenario expanding into the new territory. What are the users are looking into the new territory? What are the challenges they are facing? What features, for example, new users want, and how we can actually try and build those features based on the priority levels. And also, what if we don't build those product for this particular market, and so on. They have done surveys, and within the surveys we had four different kind of results we got. So 94% people wants kind of reminder system. So for example, if you are doing any courses and they basically lose the kind of track, because not because of the learning abilities, but because of the reminders, they don't have proper kind of system to remind them what they want, what they are doing, and kind of motivations, any XP points, and so on. And then kind of 83% people wanted a kind of gamification rather than just boring learning videos and answering few kind of questions and quizzes at the end. They wanted kind of gamification competition within the team, with the global team, and also within the region, so that they can compete with the others and try understand and build kind of knowledge they want to build for the job market, and so on. And also this SSO critical is because of the um, passwords and this and that leakage issues, and it's kind of issues for them again, not to have proper onboarding system as well. So if you provide a proper onboarding system and also provide a safety kind of measurements for them to learn something, they can actually use the system to build and learn. Also, and also the 61% people wanted a kind of video conferencing, having one-to-one discussions with the mentors, tutors, and also possibly with the other kind of events, so that they can actually see and also learn from the current markets what they are doing and what actually can be built. So these all are based on the surveys. Survey responses were built, and nothing has been assumed to build any product, and so on. In the phase two, after we have done the surveys, we got the reports and results, we analyzed, and in the Excel form, what we have done is we did the second phase, which is basically building the PRD. PRD is product requirement documents, which is again broken down into different sections, goals, personas. Persona means who wants these features, why they want these features, and then journey, personas and journeys, and other kind of features. And also we try to build a kind of what technologies they probably need to be built within this PRD. Then we also broken down into the user stories, so which is written again by the PM and the product owners. So basically also prioritize all those user stories into critical, high, medium, and we had like 10 critical stories within the one sprint. Because of the time duration, we had one sprint with the 10 features, and then in the second sprint we had eight features needed to be built. So one of the user stories, we write something like this. So for example, if a student is struggling for a kind of learning, so as a student I want to learn, sorry, earn badges so that I stay motivated. And badges basically awarded automatically, so not manually, but based on the learnings, AI can provide the badges and kind of XP points. So those points again to be added to the leadership board, so you can compete, a kind of gamification as I mentioned earlier, so you can compete with within the community and also the international students, as this platform is international platform. Then Jira backlogs are again created by the product owner. So based on the user story PRD documents, we had 76 issues, 12 epics, and 64 individual stories, and total 354 total story points, which are going to be built in sprint one. We also had some of the other features like created CSV file, which can be basically uploaded directly to the Jira rather than creating one by one. In phase three, what we did is, once we have the product requirement document, we try to think about the design. I think praise is already mentioned about the design, as the computer is very difficult to access. So we wanted to have kind of mobile first technology. And as we are going to the Africa, Southeast Asia, where possibility of using mobile is much higher. And also given the surveys and the other users responses, we got that mobile first approach would be the best approach to build. So we had an opportunity to design a kind of mobile first approach. And then again in sprint ceremonies, we had to define those designs, and then we try to accept those user stories based on the PRD documents and so on. And we also had a kind of architecture design, so whatever the technology we want to build, so front end what we want, so React, as I mentioned earlier, because of the compatibility and also the having the better technology front, which can also give us a kind of different language systems. Backend is again Superbase, which is you can also use authentication and storage and so on. So I think which also gives us a kind of a real-time connectivity, fully managed at the one place, so you don't have to worry about data storage. And because again is compliance related, as Presh mentioned, so we needed to have a kind of technology which also provides a kind of security to the learners and so on. And the next one is we use a kind of business logics, so edge functions, which can also gives us a kind of different alerts, which is again 94% people wanted a kind of reminder for them, so giving them kind of alerts on the daily basis what they're learning and so on, video conferences, and also the email kind of so systems, so basically giving them reminders whenever they're booking any kind of sessions with the mentors, tutors. And finally the payment system, which is the Stripe, which can again linked and to the backend system, which is again giving us a kind of security and so on. In the phase four, what we did, as I mentioned, is that we have evaluated different platforms such as the Lovable, Google's Anti-Gravity, Cloud Code, but all of them has a kind of limited ability to scale at the larger point, as this project is going to the global, having different conditions and different environments. So we wanted to have a kind of technology which is more scalable. So we chose Replit, which can also integrate backend, front end, and also provide instant preview. And you can also use definitely a better prompt engineering to create everything. So in a minute, I will show you how Replit is basically given us a kind of a product we wanted to build. Phase four is again, as I mentioned, like we have built this MVP. So this is already mentioned in the previous slide, but I just wanted to show you that these are the few backend and front end technologies at the detailed level it is actually works and how it works, but technically which is a little bit more in depth. In phase 5 we had a team who can test everything whatever we have built end to end. So there are three different levels of testing, as I mentioned: unit testing, integration, and also E2A test, which basically against the criteria PRD documents we have created in the beginning. We also try to put it on the GitHub. So GitHub is basically giving us kind of more kind of auto deploy kind of options in the future if you want to. And then the other side, we have actually tested, our team is actually tested login. So these are the few things I will show you in a second. So we have the login pass. Gamification, we have actually created all of these dashboards with the badges and so on. This is the zero new violations, which means that accessibility only for the people who has better, I mean, they created the accounts and so on. So there is no one is allowed to access our data security. GDPR compliance is followed fully. And then again, we have also created a kind of 72 hours alert, means that if student is not active on the platform for 72 hours, so tutor or somebody from the team will get the notification whether the student is active or not, whether they are doing the work or not, and why so. And finally, we also have the kind of CSV file upload. So it's mostly for the institutes. If there are thousands of students and if they want to add all of them into the platform, they can actually add all of them. And I will show you how it works in a second. So this is how we done from the end to end, from the beginning until the delivery of the product or shipping of the product. So we had a discovery phase. We had the Google Forms, we had 18 responses and 7 different roles who are responded to this Google form. Then we analyzed the data. Then we have created the PRD document, which basically a base on this Google survey and also the analysis of this Excel sheet. Then we have created the user stories backlog, and then we design how this application should look like. And then we have built and then tested the product end to end. Okay, so this is actually the live product. I think I will try and show it to you in a second. So the first thing wanted to show you is the discovery. So we have used, this is the Google form our team actually created to get the responses. So there are kind of questions built in this one. So basically these are the few things and you can basically answer the questions, and we have actually got that data in this form. So you can see all of those data captured here. These are the few questions they asked, and then we actually analyze the whole survey. So we have 18 responses, 7 stakeholders, 94% people wanted reminder, 83% wanted gamification, and these are the few people, 77, not few people, 77, 78 people wanted SSO critical video conferences and a payment gateway, and also some people wanted also the HR kind of step, but this is in the phase 2 answer. Based on that, we have actually given the priorities, which one has to be built first and which one has to be built next, and so on. So these are the must have, then high priority, phase 2, and then nice to have, and so on. These are the stakeholders. So for example, students, basically primary problem they were facing is a personalized progress dashboard, and they wanted this one. Primary need, gamification, they wanted XP badges, streaks, and also offline access. So if there is no internet, they can actually download in the computer, they can have this one. AI study access, so if they are facing with any questions, possibly AI can also guide them, different language options as well, and also course enrollment and more. The current challenges they were facing, the students were facing, is multiple disconnected tools, no motivation system, no device synchronization across the gadgets, no feedback from tutors, and difficult for self-enrolling. So if we build this one, so this is how the success looks like for us. So logs in daily, so students can log in daily, sees progress, they can see the progress clearly. Mentors can respond in the platform. So as I mentioned, like if the students are not active on the platform for 72 hours, they can actually chat with the students and see where they are and why they are not active and so on. And they can actually see the all the courses and earn the shareable certificate. So I can actually show you how they can complete the courses and share the certificate, not only on various platform but also on the LinkedIn and so on. Lecturers also have some issues, so they cannot see the real-time submissions. No centralized learners progress view, cannot track accurate enrollment numbers, no predictive performance insights and so on. So what they wanted is real-time submission visibility, course content management tool, learners progress panel, and so on. So this is again all the students. If this is the successful, if we make this successful, this is how it looks like for us. So all students are all contents live, every learner's progress visible in real time, assessment submitted in platform, no extended tools needed, so they can do everything in our platform and so on. Okay, so the other features as well from the other learners. So this is called the sprint matrix. So whatever we wanted to build in a sprint one, so we have given the sprint one. So out of the 18 people, so 42 people, 42% of people wanted SSO is the main thing they wanted in the first phase. And then at learners risk wanted around 14 people and so on. So based on this criteria, we have given the critical priorities, high, medium, and so on. So we can actually see what are the stakeholders and their responses and to these particular questions. Gamification analysis, again, how they wanted. So they wanted a kind of different badges, competitions, weekly leadership boards, daily logins, rewards, and also different other stuffs, certification stuff. So I can show you in the platform what we built. So this is actually the survey reports, what they have responded and so on. So this is actually I have shown you the raw data we have gathered. So the third one is the PRD. So PRD is basically, let me see PRD. So this is the product requirement document we have built. So based on this survey, we have built 18 responses, 7 roles. Everything is written down in particularly documents. So as I mentioned that we have built everything end to end, executive summary, what exactly each learners or stakeholders want, and then what we are building and how the success criteria metrics looks like for us. One example, who is the learner, who is the lecturer, what they want to build and what they want to see particularly in this particular platform. And these are the requirements we actually created for each of these stakeholders and so on. So basically around 28, 29 pages document. And then we have the user stories again in the say after the user stories. Okay, so these are the user stories. So basically, so user stories basically built for each of these features. So for the students, we have the user stories, what they want to see in their platform. So for example, I'm going to read one of these user stories for the students. So as a student, I want to enroll in a course automatically so that I can start learning without delay. So this is in the first phase, sprint one, and this is the acceptance criteria for these user stories, that course appears in my learning on the enrollment, and prerequisites checks runs, and confirmation notification is sent. So basically when you log in, all the kind of user onboarding is done, then you will actually go to the course and I will show you how it's done, and then you will get the notification once enrollment is done. And based on this one, we actually have the lecturers, mentors, institutions, and the admin for these user stories. Then we have the design architecture. So design architecture is also so we actually also design the whole product end-to-end, how it should be looking like. Okay, so these are the few codes we run. We can, if you run these codes, you can actually see how this design should be look like. Okay, so these are the design documents we have run, we have created for this product. And then finally we have the product we built. So try and show you the product how it looks like. Okay, so this is the, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can, Jada.
Okay. Okay, so so this is the platform. This is the platform. So you can see the feature. So I'll try to show you from the beginning. This is the feature, and this is the landing page of the product. So features we needed: so gamification, airport matching, languages, certifications, offline access, and real-time analysis. Then courses. So what courses people can access, and these are the few stories and few pricing points. So if as a learner, if I log in into the platform, so if as a learner, so what topics I'm interested in, so let me see: business and management, career change, 3 to 7 hours a week, and this is the optional one. And then you can see the XP points I was focusing on. So this is the dashboard. You can see so how many XP points I have. This is my current year, so this is my current position. This is this 14 days streak, and then badges I earn. I can see these are the courses. You can see the leadership board. Where am I? You can actually see my mentor is. You can actually book a session with a mentor, so you can pick a date. Let's say I'm picking this date, 60 minutes and so on. You can actually confirm this. So message is sent. I can actually see here a notification. So this is the session request, less than a minute. And these are the few courses. For example, we have other courses you can enroll in. This is my learning. You can actually explore more courses. You can see 4 courses are in progress. One is completed. It shows one completed, and the average progression is 49%. Analytics, you can see, so this is 1.8 hours time I spent, 33% average quiz score, and this is the 14 days current streak, and also 21 days break. So you can actually see which days my spendings are, and also XP points in the last 30 days, how many XP points I'm earning. You can actually see the daily activity heat map. So basically less learning, and while this you can see the darker the heat map is, you can see the more activity. These are the 4 different courses one is completed. Achievement points, you can actually see the achievement point here. This is my goal current one, but you can actually go from one stage to the other stage and so on. So this is the leadership board. So this is in the Tech Founders cohort 2025, but you can actually see your global ranking. So global ranking is 7, and in here is basically 3rd rank in the Tech Founders. So this is a kind of gamification competition with the others. You can actually see the mentors and the kind of upcoming sessions and so on. You actually have some comments from the mentor as well, mentor feedback, where am I on my learnings and abilities and so on. You can actually message to a learner, to my mentor. So you can actually send some messages, have a chat, and also you can share your certificate at the end. So you can see this is your certification. So you can print this out. you can share on the different platforms. For example, on the LinkedIn, you can share this as your certification. So you can write anything, and this is your certification. You can actually post on the LinkedIn as well. The notifications, so this is the one I actually showed you, some messages. So for example, if I want to have a chat with anyone, any other people, you can actually send any messages and they actually appear on the messages. Educator, so as a teacher, what subject I want to teach, for example, healthcare and science, and share my experience or any other reasons, but I'm just saying share my experience. New to online tutoring, you can actually create or share any information about you. You can create also the you can also share the LinkedIn URL as well. On the dashboard, you can see how many students enroll, daily activities, active, how many students are active in the last 7 days, 0. Complete rate 27%, average quiz score, who are the students at risk. So you can see the list of students here at the risk, how many students are enrolled, and so on. And you can actually see some of the courses, course names, how many students enroll in each course, average progression, completeness, and also the students who are at risk. And also try and figure out if there are any other courses you want to see. So these are the courses. For example, you can actually create any courses you want. So for example, data analyst analytics, and you can write any description here. For example, I'm trying to say this one, and you can create any course here. You can see here the course. You can edit the course here. You can add any assignments, or you can add any modules here. You can change anything. You can add more information and so on. You can actually create also the assignments based on these models, automatically created assignments. And I think, as you can see here, some of these messages, we actually can share some messages. You can see, you can speak to other learners, what they're doing, why they're not learning, and so on. So basically, who are the students basically not completing their courses, where they are, is there anything they need, and so on. And these are the sessions booked. So if you book a student's book, they can actually see in the calendars, and these are the availability of the teacher, and you can see pendings, upcoming and completed courses and sessions, and so on. Notifications, so I think this is some of the notifications in the course and so on. You can actually get the notifications, and profile, you can add pictures, you can add any other informations here as well as a teacher. Next one is a mentor, so you can see areas of expertise. So I want to say career development, 1 to 2 hours, project based. So you can again share the bio a little bit, and LinkedIn profile. Again, how many learners? So how many learners we got here? Those learners are at risk, their progressions, and how many courses they join. Sessions, again, open for the booking. How many sessions completed? For example, these are the sessions completed. You can have a chat with the any other learners. And this is a profile again. So if you write any bios and something, for example, you can edit the whole profile. And then we have learners, so you can say how many assignment total assigned, learners, active learners, and so this is basically, we need to add some of this information here, but this is basically in the tutor profile, and the others are the same, so you can edit and stuff. Admin, you can see, so this is the admin access granted, so manage users, view analytics, oversee courses, and also the manage institutions. So as an admin, so you can see as an admin, these are the how many learners we got, how many active enrollments, average completeness, how many institutions we have, mentors, for example, for the sessions, and how many students are learners at risk. You can actually create a kind of weekly, monthly reports here. You can share those reports with anyone, for example. You can actually create those and schedule those kind of receipts and stuff. Yeah, how many recent registrations, and also you can see the recent audit events and so on, who did these audits and so. Users, so these are the users. You can say institutions, as I mentioned, like six institutions, but you can actually add some more mentors. You can add reports. You can actually create, schedule the reports. Uh, Even if you have like API keys, you can actually send those every day to your email. And these are the few. Actually, you can add some audit logs, and again some information. Regions, you can change any regions. As an admin, you can go to the any regions. For example, we are expanding to the Europe, North America, South Asia, Pacific, and Africa, so we have these regions added to that. But also languages, different languages, currency, and so on, so you can add into this profile. Next one is the institution. Hello.
Sorry to cut you, but can you like um wrap up in about 5 minutes,
Yeah,
because we have like
minutes.
15 minutes to
Yeah,
be
I'm
done.
going in 2 minutes.
All right, thank you very much.
No worries. So this is the last one as an institute. So you can generate the report. So you can also have the NPS server link, or you can generate the report. So how many learners and everything, you can print this out, everything as institution. You can also add bulk import. So I think this is one of the features. So you can, for example, from sample, for example, users, you can actually add. So I'm just adding few of those. So you can basically add more learners. Any, so for example, we have only 2 learners here. I'll add a few more from there. So 20 plus 2, 22 learners. So you can basically add as many as learners possible. So you can create all the reports, who is the learners and which categories and so on, which institutions, how many certificate you can export. You can actually do schedule deliveries and so on. So you can have those and onboarding setup. So for example, if you want another institutes to be added, you can basically add those institutes based on the requirements and so on. Okay, so these are the few things we have done based on the project Skill Bridge, and thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much for that beautiful presentation, Jada. Thank you so much. Um,
Sorry,
thank you, Jada. Thank you, Matthew. Sorry, did you say something?
sorry, I took a long time, so that's why.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. It's fine. Okay, so I would just breeze. Let me share my screen again. Um, so I will just walk us through the rest of my slides in about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we can take our questions at once. So thank you once again, Jadaf. Thank you once again, Matthew. It was great having you guys on this call with me. All right, so as not to take so much of our time, how do I gain this real world experience that Jadav and Praise have walked us through? How do I gain this kind of experience? How do I work on projects just like they have with Amdari? So for those of us who are not here at the beginning of this session, I will just speak to what Amdari does, who Amdari is. Amdari is an innovative platform, and what we do is to help professionals build their careers and gain practical experience. So what we aim to do is to bridge the gap between your theoretical learning and you gaining real world experience. What do I mean by this? We want to bridge that gap between all of the qualifications, the certifications, the trainings, the boot camps that you have done, and real world experience. And we do this by providing you with real life end-to-end practical and hands-on projects, just like the one Jadav and Praise have talked about this evening. So we do this for data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC and threat intelligence, cloud and app security, GRC, and ethical hacking. So these projects that you're going to be working on is not just for you to enhance your skill or to build your skills. It's for you to build a robust portfolio that's going to showcase to potential employers that you actually know what you are doing and you can solve real business problems. So what is the RAVE program all about? RAVE is remote apprenticeship virtual experience. So this is project based and also employability skilled. So what do I mean by project based? Here in the program, you're going to be working with real industry on real industry projects. You're going to be working with different industries. You're not going to be tied or boxed down to just a particular industry. You can work in healthcare, you can work in finance, you can be working with you name it, different industries, edtech. You work on these projects for various, even down to agriculture. So you're going to be gaining multiple industry experience because you're not boxed or tied to one particular industry. You're also going to be gaining multiple technology experience. You're not going to be tied to one technology. As technologies are coming out, new technologies, you're going to be learning that here at Amdari. You are also going to be gaining increased confidence for your future roles because when you have that work experience, when you know you did a project and you can tell from the start to the end, just like Jadav and Praise have done, you gain that work experience, you gain that confidence because when someone asks you, oh, have you done this project? Have you worked on a real world on this particular type of problem? How did you solve it? What were the challenges that you faced? Like Jadav and Praise have talked about, you'll be able to you'll be able to speak on the challenges you faced, you'll be able to speak on your success, you'll be able to speak on a project because you have that experience, you've already gained that experience. And you're going to be working with cross-functional teams. I don't know if we were all following, but according to the project that Jadav presented, they worked with about 8 different career professionals, worked with Scrum Manager, with product management, with business analyst. So depending on the particular project you're working on at that point in time, you get to work with cross-functional teams, you get to work with other career paths. As a project manager, you can work with business analysts, with data scientists, data engineers, depending on the particular project that you're working on. And this helps you to also experience multiple roles. As a project manager, you get to see how product designers work, how business analysts work, how data engineers work. You get to experience that multiple roles. You also get teamwork and project collaboration, just like in the real office space, in the real workspace. You're not going to be working alone. You're going to be working with teams. You're going to have your team lead, your specialist, someone to be guiding you. You have all of that, just like you would have in a real world experience. So you're going to be working with teams. You're going to be working with other career paths, which is the project collaboration. So it's not like a capstone project, it's not a simulation where you are going to be working all by yourself. So you have teams, you have different career paths depending on the project that you're working on. You're also going to be gaining networking opportunities. What do I mean by this? Imagine in a space where you have different tech professionals. You have data scientists, data engineers, business analysts, product designers, cybersecurity analysts, and all of that. You are going to that is a very good networking opportunity for you. So what do I mean by employability skills? Here at Amdari, alongside you getting this real world experience, you working on projects, you're also going to be getting a one-on-one CV revamp and review. You're going to be getting a one-on-one LinkedIn optimization, one-on-one mentorship. You're also going to be building your portfolios. Just like I said, when you work on these projects, you're going to also get to build your portfolios. We would also teach you and show you how to do this. We also have a portfolio website where you can host your portfolio for free. You don't have to worry about subscription, paying hosting fee and all of that. So you also get interview preparation. We do this on a weekly basis where we prepare you for interviews, whether you've gotten interviews or not. Every week you're going to be prepared for interviews. You're going to be working with your team lead, who is going to also be guiding you. And even outside of this weekly interview preparation, if during the course of the program you get an interview, you can request for a one-on-one interview preparation based on that particular role that particular job opportunity that you got. We also have access to an exclusive job board. This job board is we as Amdari, we also get to pay for some of these job boards just so we can bring so that we can get you job opportunities that are not all over the place, that have less competition. So imagine you seeing imagine you getting a job opportunity on LinkedIn. You know that you're not the only one there. Multiple eyes, multiple people would have reshared, reposted, and then that makes it the competition tougher. But imagine where you have an exclusive job board where that particular job opportunity is limited to a certain number of people. So that is also what you're going to be getting here at Amdari. You also get a 2-year job reference letter. If even after your program you need a reference letter from Amdari, you're also going to be getting that. We also have what we call on the job support. If while during your program at Amdari you land a job, you are also going to be getting on the job support. We are here for you. So these are some of our project partners that we have. I will just breeze through it so that we don't take so much of your time. We also have success stories, people who have gone through Amdari and gotten jobs. So I've put together some of these people because, to be honest, we won't be able to exhaust them. Even the ones I've put on this slides, we won't be able to exhaust them right now. So we have Judith Chineze here. She got a job as a data analyst in the UK. She joined the data analytics program here at Amdari in May, and by September she had already gotten a job. We also have Progress. We also have Sandra. Sorry, Sandra got a job as a data protection analyst while still in the Amdari work experience program. We also have Betty. Betty here, she currently works as a IT business project manager, and that is exactly what she joined Amdari as a project manager, and she was able to get a job. We also have Francis. Francis got a job with Deloitte UK, and this is where he sent his the good news to his specialist Brown. So we also have more success stories. We have Dora. She got a job as a compliance analyst in the UK while she was still in the work experience program. So I want you to note the emphasis on while during the work experience program. So you don't have to you don't have to wait till the end of the program for you to get a job. Even while you are still at the RAVE program, you are it's possible for you to also land a job. We also have Larry. Larry got a job as a business analyst while he was still in the work experience program. We also have Feisayo. She got the job as a data scientist in the UK during the work experience program also. And this is Damilola. I love to talk about Damilola because she landed a senior role in procurement in the UK before she completed her internship program. Damilola moved to the UK. She had already taken a data analytics course, and she still couldn't land interviews until she made one shift. She joined Amdari, built a portfolio of projects. She built dashboards, worked in cross-functional teams, used real-world tools like Slack, Excel, Power BI, and Tableau, and she documented all of this in her portfolio. And that portfolio, whenever she submitted her CV, she just attached it, and in no time, she got a senior role in procurement. And the good thing about Damilola is that she had no prior experience in procurement. It was just the project that she worked on while here at Amdari that gave her that credibility. So we also have Vivian. Vivian got 3 offers. She got 3 offers in the UK. She joined our data science program in training in May, and in June she got a data scientist job. She got 3 offers. So imagine you getting 3 offers in the UK, and you just have to pick. You are obviously going to go for the best, with the best offer, the best benefit, and the one that fits you the most. So so as not to dwell on this, I would now speak on how you can join our next cohort. So the next cohort starts on April 11th. On April 11th. So currently we have a good news, and the good news is that this is the Women's Month. As we all know, March is Women's Month, and we are giving just so that you can gain experience. This Women's Month, we have a discount for the work experience program. Sorry, give me a second. Yeah. So we have a discount currently ongoing. So the work experience program currently is going for £500, but currently with the IWG discount, it is currently going for £300 with a 40% discount. With a 40% discount. So these are our guarantees. So if you join the work experience program, you finish your program, the 4 months program, and you don't get a job, you're still searching for your next role, you will not be left on your own. You would have that guidance and support until you get a job at no extra cost. Emphasis on at no extra cost. So what does this mean? It means that you have a lifetime career support with Amdari. If during your program, after your program, you have not gotten a job, because what is the essence of all of this if it's not for you to get a job in the tech space? If after all of this you have not, after your 4 months you've not gotten a job, we'll continue to work with you until you get that job. And we are also going to be giving you a professional work experience program. So if after your successful completion of all the program requirements, you are eligible for you to request for an official Amdari work reference letter, just so that it can strengthen your job application process. And this also you have a lifetime access to this. So just like I mentioned earlier, for this program, we work with data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC analyst, ethical hacking, and GRC. Also cloud and app security. So this discount is actually for just the first 20 women, and then so that we are not being partial, we are going to also be extending this to 10 men. So at this point, hi Alexandra, if you are here, can you just drop the link to making payment? Okay, so I will just
I'll drop it now. Thank you.
All right. So if at this point you have any questions for me, you can either raise your hand or you can drop it in the chats. So I will just I'll just quickly walk us through how we can make our payments. If you can see my screen, kindly give me a thumbs up. All right, thank you, Lydia. Okay, so this IWD discount, it ends in 5 hours, 26 minutes. Once this countdown is gone, the IW discount is actually over. So with the link that my colleague is going to be sending in the chat, you will just get access to this particular page. So if you're going for data analytics, data science, data and cloud engineering, you're going for business analysis, project management, SOC, ethical hacking, app and cloud security, you can just click on the apply here. So once you click on apply here, just because I'm already logged into the system, you would be required to actually create an account. You'll be required to create an account. So you can see that the discount is already applied. So what you just do is to apply now. And once you apply, you can confirm your enrollment. So you can either pick if you want to start in April or you want to start in March. So depending on when you would like to get started, you can also do that. So we also have, just like I said, we have the £300 is you can pay in 3 installments. You can pay £100 right now. Your second installment, which will be due by this time next month, another £100. Then by this time in May, you make your third installment. Or you can decide to go for full payments and get even further discount. So instead of £300, you get to pay £280. So once you do that, you can just proceed to making payments, and then once you can just put in your card and all. I'm sure you can also get your way from there. So at this point, does anybody have any questions? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can just raise your hand, or you can put your questions in the chat. So I don't know if there are any questions. I will just check if there are any questions in the chats. Okay. Opeyemi says, are there job success stories for students or participants in the US or Canada? Yes, Opeyemi, there are. So what you might want to do, because I just couldn't go through all of the testimonials on this call. So you can check on Amdari's YouTube page. If you check on the YouTube page, you're going to see a particular playlist for testimonials. So you can go through all of our testimonials right there. So yes, there are. So we are not just we're not just based in the UK. We also have we're also based in the US and Canada. When you are here at Amdari, you also get to work with people based in in Canada and also in the US, depending on your time zone. And when you get reference letter, also you can also get your reference letter, and it's not carrying UK. You get it for Canada. So I don't know if I answered you correctly, Miami. So if I did, you can give a thumbs up. But if not, you can just unmute and speak.
Oh, yeah, thanks. You did answer my question correctly. And I also want to confirm, for enrollment to the internship, what skill sets or trainings do, do I need to probably have before getting started on a course? Do I need to have taken some analytics training or some specialized thing training before I get started? Or at least at the foundational knowledge would be trained on the internship.
Okay, so what career paths are you currently in?
Oh, I'm currently in finance, but I'm considering data.
Okay, so you've not taken any data course.
No, I've not.
Okay, so actually, for you to come into the program, you need to have taken a training, even as little. At least you need to have that background knowledge. Taking if it's YouTube courses, Udemy courses,
Mhm.
any training whatsoever. At least you have to have at least the background or foundational knowledge for that to work. But we also have our sister company, Analytics, and they actually do training. If you want or you're interested, I could just connect you to them and you can take your training there.
Mm. All right. Thanks for sharing.
Right, you're welcome. So are there any other questions? If not, we can just call it a night. All right, so just before we call it a night, just to reiterate what I said, what you're going to be getting in the Amdari program, you're going to get a CV and LinkedIn makeover, interview mastery preparation, exclusive remote job board access. You're going to be getting a personal portfolio to showcase your skill, international work reference letter, mentorship session every Thursday from an industry expert, career coaching session. We are also going to be getting access to a Learn platform, and that Learn platform is just like a refresher or crash course where you can, if it's been long you took a course or you need to refresh your memory on a particular topic, process, or tool, that is what the Learn platform is there for. So at this point, if we don't have any question, I would just like to call it a night. So thank you very much,